Huffer is a New Zealand-based clothing brand that was established in 1997. Huffer has a variety of clothing styles and ranges, and we are giving them insight into the country of Japan and to begin operations there. Huffer, coming from New Zealand, a country in Oceania that has been colonialised, has quite a different background to Japan, and the two countries have many current differences. So a pestle analysis is needed for Huffer to make an informed entry into the Japanese market. The political analysis. Japan currently has many territorial disputes with Russia, South Korea, China and Taiwan. These disputes are predominantly over the control of marine and natural resources, such as possible reserves of crude oil and natural gas. This could be very problematic for Huffer, as if the dispute escalated to the point where a war broke out over the possession of these areas, Huffer would likely have to cease selling product with the ongoing turmoil. Japan has a monarch in the empire, but also have a voting system where the governing party and prime minister is chosen. The role of the emperor is considered more of a ceremonial figurehead and has little authoritative power. Unlike the emperor, the prime minister has influence over the country, especially regarding political and economic laws. In 2009, the Liberal Democratic Party took power. Their priorities included the promotion of a more active and positive role in the rapidly developing Asia-Pacific region. This is definitely a positive for Huffer, as an increased willingness of Japan to participate in the Asia-Pacific means it will be easier for Huffer being from New Zealand, and they will have more support from the local government. The economic analysis. Japan embraced the concept of a free market economy and adopted British and North American forms of free enterprise capitalism. This is very advantageous for Huffer, considering that New Zealand operates a relatively free market as well, meaning it allows them to operate in an economy that is similar to their own, therefore little adjustment is needed. The Japanese economy is strong. In fact, it's in the top 5 largest economies in the world. The GDP of Japan reached $4,872 billion in 2017. The GDP value of this represents 7.86% of the world's GDP. This is an enormous market for Huffer to break into. If Huffer were able to locate their brand there, a very small portion of the market would allow them to achieve a very high revenue. Japan is one of the most masculine societies in the world. However, in combination with their mild collectivism, you do not see assertive and competitive individual behaviors. What you see is severe competition between groups. In corporate Japan, you see that employees are most motivated when they are fighting in a winning team. What you also see is the drive for excellence and perfection in their material production and presentation in every aspect of life. This could prove difficult for Huffer to break into the market purely because of the high competitiveness, but would be a positive because as a brand they are known for quality, which coincides with Japan's drive for excellence. Japan is one of the most uncertainty-avoiding countries on earth. This is often attributed to the fact that Japan is constantly threatened by natural disasters. Under these circumstances, Japanese learn to operate and prepare themselves for any uncertain situation. This goes not only for the emergency plan and disasters, but for every aspect of society. From cradle to grave, life is very ritualized and you have a lot of ceremonies. In corporate Japan, a lot of time and effort is put into feasibility studies and all the risk factors must be worked out before any project can start. Managers ask for all the detailed facts and figures before taking any decision. This high uncertainty avoidance is why change is so difficult to realize in Japan. Again, this may cause Huffer a few headaches just because of the extensive processes that come with operating within Japan, and must remain patient in the processes involved. The environmental analysis. Japan is a small landmass surrounded by the Sea of Japan and the Pacific Ocean, and is based on several fault lines. This combination means that Japan is very susceptible to tsunamis and earthquakes. With housing and developments packed closely to accommodate the high population, they are at risk of huge amounts of damage should a natural disaster hit. This potential disadvantage for Huffer operating in Japan, as with the risk of tsunamis and earthquakes, there is possibility of having to suspend operations, or worse, they could lose stock or even employees. Overall, Japan has a few issues for Huffer when it comes to neighbouring countries, relationships, its competitive business industries that stem from their masculine nature, a painstaking agreement process and a long history of environmental disasters. But the positives of an easily adaptable and large economy, support from the government and quality of Huffer will mean the transition is advantageous overall. Thank you.